Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, I'm going to be continuing my series around all the reasons why people are so highly critical of Meghan Markle. That's going to keep coming. Also looking to do other things, other content, and learning about things around different royal families, learning things about just some really popular pop culture and Hollywood. There's just so much out there. So I hope that when I do start posting those videos that you'll start watching them as well, because I know we're all a little sick of Meghan Markle. This girl is just a hot mess, okay? It's just like we constantly looking at her going, for real. And it's almost like the turning point of the downfall is happening in slow motion. And that's a little bit about why I'm talking about what I'm talking about today, because Harry is not in a good spot. There's something else that has happened that has given more evidence to this, and I'm going to be talking about that today. But we are watching something of astronomical proportions, and a lot of people have just arrived late to the game. They've arrived late. They don't understand all the things that have happened in the past to really get why people are so critical of Meghan Markle right now, and understanding like what Harry has done. They look at him as like some hero. Harry is not a hero, okay? He's a zero. He's not a hero, okay? But what he has done today gives rise to, Harry, you just have really started to waken up or awoken out of your slumber of poor choices and of the woman that you have married. And that's the predicament you're in today. But you kind of have done some things that we need to recognize. And that's a little bit about what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before I go into that, Vanity Fair has really turned on Harry and Meghan, and it has come out that Meghan was actually not only that, but really torn apart by an ex-Vanity Fair boss in a stinging 5-word swipe. So this is what happened. The ex-Vanity Fair boss, Grayton Carter, who claims that he is that Meghan is adrift of reality and facts, he gave this really bad 5-word swipe at her. And the former boss of this magazine said that Meghan, when they had worked with her for the Vanity Fair article that she had did when she first came out as this woman attached to Harry, basically he said that she behaved like she was the cover star in 2017 after her engagement to Harry was announced. The former boss of the magazine of Vanity Fair spoke out about how the Duchess of Sussex behaved when she was the cover star in 2017. Okay, so Mr. Carter said that, who ran the Vanity Fair for 25 years, said that he had no idea who Meghan Markle was when the engagement was announced in an interview with the New York Post in the U.S. So Mr. Carter explained how she ended up being featured on the magazine's front page. And he also revealed that Jane Sarkin, who booked our covers, came in and said, "We should do a cover on Meghan Markle." And then Grayton said, "I have no idea who this is." And then, "Oh, she's on Suits," she said. I have no idea who that is. Why should we do a story on her?" And then Jane went on to say, because she's going to be marrying Prince Harry. Now, you have to understand, why did it even come to Meghan even being on the cover? Only a person who was looking to capitalize on their relationship, marrying Harry, would want to be on the cover of Vanity Fair. Like clearly, what was going to be the sign, the inevitable sign of Meghan using her position of marrying Harry, was the fact that she would even entertain this being on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine, because this is what it was all about. It was all about this recognition, this stardom of being this wife of this prince. That is what catapulted her to this level that a lot of people know her now. And that's what she was banking on. That's why that cover was so important to her. But he also goes on to say that the magazine boss, Graydon, he laughed as he recalled how Meghan then challenged one of his reporters when she had quizzed her about her future husband, as she had expected the interview to focus on her charity work. Right? Because we know that the palace didn't want her talking about Harry. So she wanted to focus on, well, I'm great too. Talk about me, and this is what she wanted. She didn't want this to be something that was going to put her in the background as the wife of the prince. She was like, look at my star quality. I am someone who runs different causes, or I'm in charge, or I promote certain causes and charities. I want you to focus on me. Because it was always about her. Mr. Carter claimed that the then actress said, excuse me, is this going to be all about Prince Harry? Because I thought we were going to be talking about my charities and philanthropy. Right? So he then raised his eyebrows and said, this woman is slightly adrift on the facts and reality. So even back then, she wasn't even living in reality. She was just drifting through, like slowly floating through this created reality of, I'm going to marry Prince Harry. Focus on me. It's all about me. And that's what she wanted from the very beginning. And he knew it. He was like, what's wrong with this woman? What's wrong with her? Because we all saw it back then, but people didn't follow it back then that are just now coming to the rodeo. And like, okay, why y'all hating on Meghan? Why y'all being so critical of her? Well, yeah, y'all weren't there from the very beginning when all these signs and things were happening. Now, this isn't the first time that Mr. Carter had criticized Meghan. Now, in 2023, he predicted that her marriage to the fifth in line to the throne would last years rather than decades, because he saw it. He was like, something wrong with her. We done worked with this woman on the cover of Vanity Fair and just talking with her and how she was coming to the table with this newfound recognition of being the future wife of Harry. Something's wrong with her. Something's wrong with this woman. And he knew it, and he predicted it. And he's on track with it, because that is what we are seeing. His comments come after the Duchess received critical reviews of her new Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. So, yeah, he had all this stuff stored up that he never mentioned, but now he's mentioned it because of all the criticism Meghan is getting for her show, With Love, Meghan. And he's like, I could have told you that. So that says a lot, because that was from the very beginning how Meghan was. And she's just living up to what people thought of her. Okay, so this is what's going on now with Harry. Harry makes a major TV decision as Princess Diana milestone looms. This is so key. This decision, what has happened now, because I'm going to tell you, as I see it, and as other royal commentators who know a lot about royalty, they are predicting the exact same thing. They are saying the same thing. Harry is completely miserable. He is in a position of no return from where he started on that freedom flight. He doesn't know what to do, because this is what has happened. Okay. A source close to Prince Harry's partnership with Netflix has shared that the reports of a pending documentary about the late Diana, Princess of Wales, are not true. It was recently reported that Prince Harry had been approached to make a 3-part documentary about his late mother to coincide with the 30th anniversary of her tragic death in 2027. To coincide with her tragic death 30 years later in 2027. Now, as the anniversary looms, a senior Hollywood source has shared that a documentary would be released to mark the anniversary. Now, The Independent have, however, now shared that these reports are not true, with no further comment being made in relation to the earlier report. The latest report came shortly after Meghan released her new Netflix series, With Love, Meghan. So, released as part of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex lucrative deal with the streaming service. So here's the thing. In the beginning, when they first came to Hollywood and were pitching to Netflix, I believe that was one of the things that they had pitched, because in the beginning, that's what Harry wanted to do. He was going to sell his mother out, his late mother, to make money, because he's already done it. He's already done it with his book Spare. He did it with the documentary that they made, Harry and Meghan, for Netflix. So that was always a part of the plan. But now Harry is saying it's not true. Now, let me ask you something. How do you think reports came out that he was going to do this documentary? Well, what they're saying, allegedly, is that Meghan is the one who has put this out there, because she is known to put things out into the public, the news, that clearly go behind Harry's back, trying to overstep boundaries to set the narrative. That's what Meghan does. She did it when she forced Harry to put out that letter about the racism claims against his wife from the British media. When he wrote that letter to the tabloids, or when he put out that press release about, leaving his, girlfriend alone and, all these things he said. Well, that was because Meghan had forced him to do it. She had forced Harry to take up for her then. And she's still doing it, allegedly. She is still doing it, putting it out there that initially, we talked about doing a Princess Diana documentary, 3-part series to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Princess Diana's death. So Meghan is still going behind Harry's back. Because why? They're no longer aligned in purpose. Harry is trying to get out from under the things he started with Meghan. He's trying to get off the train, folks. Get off the train. I'm like, okay, racism? I don't know nothing about racism in my family. He's already backtracked on that. And now he's backtracking on what was initially planned, this documentary about his late mother's death. He doesn't want to continue writing on that because he knows it's going to cause more friction and the less likelihood that he'll be able to be accepted back within the royal family, because he's trying to take his butt back to the United Kingdom. And he knows he has to step off that train to get back in. But guess what? Meghan doesn't care. She's about making that money, and overstepping the boundaries of Harry, her husband. But she don't care no more. Harry served his purpose. He married her. The man married her. He done served his purpose. She don't care. She gonna step all over this man to get what she wants. And now Harry has to put it out that that's not true. But it was, Harry. It was true at one time, and now you backtracking, trying to get back your life. Harry is in a bad predicament. I'm telling you, folks, he is in a predicament. I can't wait to see how he gets out of it, because he is trying to get out. As a matter of fact, there are rumors that Harry is not even living in California now. I can't confirm it, but allegedly, the man is living in New York. And I remember doing a story about that with some property that was purchased by the king. So Harry is already trying to find his way back to some normalcy, trying to find his way back to some enjoyment in life. He looks miserable. He's completely not in line with what Meghan is continuing to try to do. He's trying to get back. We can only wait and see. Will it work? I don't know, but we're going to certainly sit and watch and see if he can try to do it. See if he can try to get back to some kind of life that's bringing him enjoyment and fulfillment. Because right now, the way it is, Harry is a hot mess, miserable, sad, and in complete hot mess of delusion with that woman that he married. Oh, yes, folks. It's not good. But let's see what he's going to do. All right. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next one. Toodles.